I've got another little Herreshoff 12 in the shop here. We're going to be doing quite a bit of work on. All the work we're going to do on it, we're going to try to capture on video. Today, we're not going to be doing any work on the boat. I wanted to go over a nautical term that some people have heard, and they don't really know all about what it means. That term is splice the main brace. Now, a lot of people just think that means, well, sit down and get loaded or start drinking, but it was actually an order that was given by the captain of a square-rigged vessel to the crew. And now, it would have been somewhere around mid-morning when the sun got over the yardarm. That just means whatever angle the captain had to look up to see the yardarm, if the sun was over that angle, then he would give the order, splice the main brace. The crew was out there drifting around in light air and not enjoying themselves too much, and they'd rather sail. They get a little impatient, so what would happen is they would please the crew by allowing them to do a little drinking. The captain would say, splice the main brace. The crew would splice a line onto the main brace, which is a line that goes up and controls the angle of the main yardarm. Now, the reason why they did that was to get the yardarm to go further around, pointing towards weather, than the amount of line in that brace that the captain would allow that crew to have when they were sailing, because he didn't want them to let that thing out that far when they were sailing. So he'd say, splice the main brace. They'd pick up a line and probably tie a rolling hitch onto the main brace. Then they would allow the brace to go around out further, and the captain would maneuver the boat into irons and make it stall. Then what would happen would be they would hold the helm to leeward, and what would happen, the boat would kind of stall and then fall off a little bit and then start sailing, but the helm would turn the boat back to weather and it would stall. So what happens is now the crew has nothing to do, right? The captain doesn't have anything to do. Then he would order grog for the men. Now grog was just like a watered down alcohol. Most of the time it was rum. They did a little bit of drinking before the seas and the wind rose and they had to get sailing again. And so that's just a little explanation of splice the main brace. Now, we're going to be doing some other explanations of some nautical terms and some other interesting stuff about sailing. We've got a little friendship sloop that we're going to be sailing this summer and doing all kinds of stuff about handling that friendship sloop. We've got woodworking going on. We've got all kinds of little surprises for you, so stay with us because we're just going to keep it up.